Hi guys, welcome to March favorites. I have some lifestyle favorites. You guys seem to like when I throw those in, and a few makeup favorites. I don't feel like I wore a ton of makeup in March, or I guess I should say, as much as I normally do, maybe because it was getting a little warmer. We went on vacation. The few weeks before vacation, I kind of had some sinus issues going on. So, and I always find on vacation, I've learned to bring less and less makeup. I still need to work on that, but I just find I don't wear as much. So let me start out with those two products that I really loved even before we went on vacation. CC cream. So I have two favorites. I have Dr. Jart, the Beauty Balm. This is the Black Label Detox. I actually have a couple of these in various sizes. This is a smaller size. Really like this one. I've tried all of them from his line. I actually got a sample pack that I had, talked about months ago. This one's always been my favorite. I like the tone of it. It's a little more like neutral to gray, so it kind of evens out any redness I have, but it still gives coverage. I find this one probably gives the most coverage, so really like that. If I didn't mention, it's SPF 25. And then an old favorite, and I forgot how much I like this one. I'm so sad that you can't get this original version anymore. This is the Rachel K CC cream. This is in neutral. You can still get the fair, but the fair never worked for me, probably because I'm fair already, so it didn't give me that like neutralization that I like from the actual neutral color. This gives really good coverage for me, and again, it's closer in tint to this one where it has kind of that like neutral grayish tone, so it just really works with my skin tone at like evening out redness, but again, I get coverage. So anyway, really sad that I can't get this original one anymore, but I've really loved using this for just evening out my skin tone. I can then just use a little bit of concealer, some powder, and I'm good to go. So I've really been loving the BB creams. I don't have it on today. I'm trying out a newer foundation that I'm not sure how I feel about, and definitely the color is off for me, so I hope that's not like really showing up on camera. But sticking with makeup, I've really been getting into the brighter blushes now that it's springtime. So I ended up getting the QVC, today's special value, I think they call it. This is the Tarte, the palette that came with that whole kit. So the palette looks like this, but what I've really been loving, it does have gorgeous eyeshadows, but what I've really been loving is this blush. So this blush is actually called Talented, and I looked up their line. I don't know if it's going to go into the permanent line, but it's not there right now. And I tried looking at the permanent line because I wanted to know if I could just buy a single of this. I love it that much. So here's the color, if you can see. Let me put this down on my finger there. So here it is swatched. It's just a beautiful bright coral pink. And it is bright. You almost need to be a little easy when you dip your brush in, tap it off, or, it'll come off too much. But I really love the color. There was a few in the permanent line that were similar, but I didn't find them to be exactly like this. I actually don't own any other Tarte blushes. I know people rave about them, but this color is just absolutely stunning. So what I did was try to go to the drugstore and just visually, I didn't take this with me, but just visually kind of look around. Did I see anything bright like that kind of jumped out at me? This is similar. It's definitely not the same, but this is a CoverGirl blush, so I've really been liking this one as well. Haven't used CoverGirl blushes in a while. This one's called Plumberry Glow, and it's a very pretty kind of pinky coral. This one leans a little more on the pink side though, and I'm gonna swatch them side by side. So there it is on my finger, if you can see that. Of course, I have to swatch this one pretty good to get even close to the pigmentation. So it's the bottom one. You can see it's definitely more pink than coral, but it kind of gives me that similar look, of the bright blush. So if any of you know of something really, really similar to this, like I said, I looked at some of the others. They were too coral, too pink. This is that great pink coral. Doesn't have to be Tarte, any brand. Let me know in the comments below, please. So sticking with makeup, a lip gloss that I've really been enjoying with just all kind of different lip liners and lip looks is MAC Purr. You can see it's kind of a nude peach color, a little bronzy looking. I just really love it. I actually have it on today. So there it is. Beautiful shine, just a nice, like I said, kind of peachy bronze color. More peach, I guess. I have this on today over top of Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. Really loving this combination, by the way. So if you're wondering what I'm wearing, and I'll list everything I'm talking about below. 2 eye products, and then we'll move on to the other favorites. So I've been messing around with my brows a lot lately. One day, I don't know, I just got a wild hair and decided to pull out the IT Cosmetics Brow Power. This is their Universal Eyebrow Pencil. I had gotten this a while back. Didn't really love it at first. It was a little too reddish looking for me. It's supposed to be a universal color, but I don't find that it is, because that's the case with most brow products with me. I find they go a little bit too warm, too red. So for some reason, I just started to use it one day. I think because I kind of go back and forth. You know how Anastasia is that really super fine tip? I like that. For really defined work or just making kind of a line underneath. But I have a lot of filling in to do. So this one actually has a wider tip. So when I'm feeling lazy about doing my brows, which is most days, I whip this out, and I mean, this is so quick for me. So I really like this again. I've been making it work. It does have a spoolie on the end. I tried the Anastasia Dip Brow in a lighter shade because I've raved about that. Really love it in the medium brown, but sometimes I feel like it's a little bit dark for me. Got it in the taupe, and just as I thought, I have so much filling in to do, and my actual brow hair is pretty dark that when I use it, you can still see my dark brow hair under it. So I like the dip brow, but I'm kind of almost needing to mix those 2 colors together, which is what this kind of gives me, if that makes sense. So anyway, really liking this again. I did use it today. And then last is a new product that kind of surprised me. Like, I had waited a little bit to try it. And I'm not sure what made me finally, pull the plug. But this is the Hourglass. This is their new mechanical gel liner. You can get it in a 3-pack or just the single here. I believe the single is like $16. So I haven't worn gel eyeliner in quite a while. That used to always be my go-to. Love gel liner for on the top lash line. Well, for so many months now, I've either been using pencil or only putting like a little bit of pencil on the outer corner, not really using like a full line of liner. I do have on liner all the way today. So I just decided to try this. I have to say, the first couple times I used it, I wasn't totally impressed, but it's one of those products, the more you use it, it actually gets really smooth like a gel liner. What is really great about this, and I think a lot of you would like it, if you have trouble with regular gel liners, or maybe you just have never found the correct brush to use with it, this is super, super fine. It's basically like, the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but in a gel liner form. So really fine tip, very black. Very, easy to work with, a nice line. I've not tried it on the waterline. I'm a little hesitant because a lot of liners actually bother me in the waterline. So I can't say how well it works there, if it does or does not. But for using it on the upper lash line, especially if you want like a really fine line, this is really great. So I am loving this now. Okay, and this is right after that, trying to take it off. You can see it's already on there. Pretty good. Okay, let's get to the favorites then that are non-beauty. I Instagrammed this, but I just have to mention again. This is the Bark Thins, and I have Lisa to thank for these. Lisa D1. She mentioned you can get them at Costco. We go to Costco, but I had never noticed them, or maybe if I did, I just glanced over them. So these are dark chocolate pumpkin seed with sea salt. What I like about these is because I like chocolate, but I'm not like a chocoholic. So 1 or maybe 2 of these at the most is plenty for me. I mean, they are very dark chocolate, very rich, very sweet. So I can get my chocolate fix or my sweet tooth fix in and not have to have a ton of them. And what I have done is put them in the Jif whips. Now, I like the whips sometimes because I can get the peanut butter flavor. I usually put this on apple for a snack. I can get the peanut butter flavor without like all the calories and fat of peanut butter. And that's with this. It's 25% less. Oh my God, this smells so good. It makes me want to eat them right now. I love peanut butter anyway. So I just dip it in there, take a bite. I'm the only one eating this, so I can double dip if I want. Or you can take a knife and spread it over the Bark Thin. So if you're not familiar, they look like this. This is a big one. I usually break this in 2. I won't eat one this big. You can see the pumpkin seeds in it. They are so good. And it has like, you know, good ingredients in it. It's non-GMO, all that. I believe I've seen these at Target as well. So be on the lookout for those. Okay, I have a couple books. I'm almost finished with one, but I don't want to quite mention it. I already really like it, but it'll probably show up in next month's favorites, or if you're following me on Goodreads, my links below, you'll see, you know what I'm reading right now. So another book that I finished that I really liked, I don't always finish a book in the month or maybe more than that. It just depends when I can get to reading. So I read The Girl on the Train and I really liked it. There was a gap in it though that I thought kind of slowed down, was starting to bore me a little. I thought it was a little strung out in the middle, but overall I thought it was a good book and I was really intrigued. Another book I want to mention is, I haven't read it, but I think a lot of you would really like this book. So we meet locally with a local bloggers group, and one of the bloggers, Stephanie, has actually written a book, and it's basically about how to be a stay-at-home mom. She had a full-time job, wanted to transition into being a stay-at-home mom, so she wrote this book that basically gives you all of her tips and tricks that she's, you know, learned along the way, from finances and all kind of things like that, you know, that will make the transition easier for you. So again, I thought a lot of you would really enjoy this book and it would apply to a lot of you, because I know there are a lot of stay-at-home moms. So I'll put that link below for Stephanie's book. So I believe that's it. By the time you see this, I would have already had my cruise outfits of the week video up, the cruise vlog. I know a lot of you are always curious about that. I'll probably end up doing a follow-up video because that was our first time cruising with Princess, so look for that. I appreciate you guys watching so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.